Hi everyone, my name is Anna. Thank you for joining me on your mat today. Today we'll be moving through a 30-minute, all levels Vinyasa based practice. We'll go ahead and get started in child's pose. Connect your big toes, spread your knees towards the long edges of your mat. Extend your arms overhead. Start to connect to your breath, not necessarily changing anything about it right off the bat, but simply noticing the inhales and exhales. You're always welcome to place a pillow or a block underneath your seat here to give yourself a little more support if this is a lot on your knees or your ankles. Start to become present on your mat. Leave the rest of the world off of your little rectangle of peace, and instead just focus on mindful movement for the next 30 minutes of your day. Vinyasa is a practice that is all about moving with the breath. I will cue the breath throughout class, but if you ever feel like your breath is moving faster or slower than mine, you always have the option to move at your own pace. That's what I would encourage you to do. On your next inhale, slowly rise to tabletop. Align your wrists, elbows, and shoulders in one line. Stack your hips over your knees. Gaze down in between your thumbs. We'll start to warm up our wrists here by taking some hip circles. This is always something that I like to do at the beginning of our practice, just to make sure that we're not causing any pain on our wrist and they're fully warmed up before we move. So just move in one direction. After your next circle, come back to center and switch out the sides. Come back to center. We'll move through some cycles of cat and cow. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, gaze towards the ceiling. Spread your collarbones apart. Exhale, cat pose. Curl your spine, puff up between your shoulder blades. Gaze towards your belly button. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take 2 more rounds. If a certain variation or different pose is calling you, you have the option to move there. Come back to neutral tabletop after your next round. Inhale your right arm high. Maybe circle your wrist a few times. Exhale, thread the needle. Send your right arm underneath your body. Lay your temple and your shoulder on the earth. You have the option with your free hand to extend it forward, leave it where it is, or you can find a bind by wrapping your hand around your lower back. Feel the stretch through your shoulder, moving into your lats. If your left hand is straight, move it back underneath your shoulder. And as you inhale, unwind, send your right arm back towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, plant your hand back on the earth. Inhale your left arm high. Same thing, you can take some wrist circles here. And as you exhale, thread the needle on the left this time. Send your arm underneath your body. Connect your temple and your shoulder with the earth. Find a similar arm variation as you did on the first side. Begin to return your right hand underneath your shoulder, and as you inhale, unwind, send your arm overhead. Exhale, back down to tabletop. Take any final shapes from tabletop that are calling your name to get warmed up. If you're all ready, we can go ahead and head back to downward facing dog. Send your hips towards the ceiling, melt your heels towards the earth. Microbend your elbows and your knees to prevent locking out your joints. As you inhale, gaze forward between your hands. Exhale, take 10 tiny steps towards the top of your mat. When you arrive, we'll find a ragdoll pose. Bring a generous bend to your knees. Drape your belly over your thighs. Close down your eyes. You can connect opposite hand to opposite elbow for a bind, and maybe sway from side to side if that feels good on your lower back and your hamstrings. As you exhale, release your hands back down to the earth. Toe your feet to touch, leaving a sliver of space in between your heels. Inhale, halfway lift, press your hands into your shins or thighs, extend the crown of your head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly uncurl your spine for mountain pose, send your arms overhead. Bring your hands together at heart center, close down your eyes. Take a moment here to set an intention for your practice today. As you exhale, release your hands to your side. We'll move into a few half sun salutation A's just to start to warm up our body. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. This will be our last cycle. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. This time, open arm twist towards the right. Sweep your right arm back. Square your hips towards the top of your mat. Inhale, back to mountain. Exhale, open twist towards the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Since this is an all levels class, if you know chaturanga and you like that in your practice, you're more than welcome to take traditional chaturanga or take it from your knees. I'll be cueing chaturanga for our vinyasa today. This is a little bit of an easier thing to do, especially if you're new to yoga. As you inhale, you'll shift forward, lower your knees down. On that same breath, find cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, curl your spine, and on that same breath, lift to downward facing dog. This is always optional, but this is what I will be encouraging you to do whenever I say vinyasa today, in between our flows. But as always, you're more than welcome to do whatever you desire. We'll put that all together now. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, journey to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, open twist towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open twist towards the left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, shift forward, lower your knees, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, curl your spine, lift to downward facing dog. Reconnect back to your breath. Find a rich inhale. Sigh it out. Inhale, come high onto your toes. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, open twist towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Take a moment, bend your knee, fan your hip open. Re-lengthen your leg. Exhale, plant your foot in between your hands, drop down to your left knee. From this shape, you can untuck your back toes or leave them tucked, whatever is more comfortable on your knee. From here, we'll move from our low lunge to our half splits. So for half splits, shift your hips back, flex your right toes towards your shin. Move with your breath in between these two shapes. If you find a particular spot that feels really sticky or tight, you're more than welcome to send a couple extra breaths to that spot. The next time you're in low lunge, stay there. Plant your left hand on the earth. As you inhale, easy twist, send your right arm towards the ceiling. Exhale your right hand back down. Tuck your left toes. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, send your left leg high. Same thing here, you can bend your knee, open up your hip, maybe roll your ankle. Come back to center. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your left foot in between your hands. Drop down to your right knee. We'll take that same little piece together that we did on the previous side. So move from low lunge to half splits by shifting your hips back. The side might be a little more tight or a little more open. Start to come back to low lunge. Plant your right hand this time. As you inhale, send your left arm towards the ceiling for easy twist. Exhale your hand back down. Tuck your right toes. Step back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, journey to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, send your arms overhead. Chair pose rather. Sink your seat, lift your arms overhead. Spiral your pinkies towards the back of your space. As you exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, prayer twist. Hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Glance down real quick to ensure that your knees are in one line and they're not jutting out past your toes. Stack your elbows on top of one another. Inhale back to center. Exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale, hinge your torso forward. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Hook your right elbow outside of your left knee this time. Same thing. Glance down to make sure that your knees are in one line. Drag your thumbs closer to your heart space. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Toes of your feet hips width distance apart or wider. Take peace sign fingers, hook them around your big toes. Bend your knees. Use the weight and strength of your upper body to pull yourself deeper into your forward fold. As you inhale, halfway lift, release your grip. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, forward, lower to your knees. Exhale, cat. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent. Sweep your arms overhead. Stack your knee over your ankle. Think mountain pose from your waist up. As you exhale, draw your hands to your heart center. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, revolved crescent. Hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. You're more than welcome to drop down to your back leg to find stability and focus more on your twist. You can open your arms 6 and 12 or leave them pressed together at heart center. As you exhale, carefully plant your hands on the earth. Head back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent. Sweep your arms overhead. Draw your biceps to frame your ears. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Shift your right heel higher over your toes to really stretch into the bottom of your foot. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Hook your right elbow outside of your left knee. If you did so on the other side, you can drop down onto your right knee for more stability. Press your palms together. As you exhale, carefully plant your hands on the earth. Head back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Open up towards the side wall. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Gaze out past your front middle finger. As you inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg. Energize your left fingertips towards the ceiling. Press into the knife edge of your back foot. Inhale, reverse warrior. Switch out your hands. Bring little to no weight in your left palm. Last breath here. Exhale. Move through your vinyasa. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Slice open towards the side wall. Parallel your right foot with the short edge of your mat. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Bring your left elbow to your left leg. Open your chest towards the side wall. Inhale, reverse warrior. Send your left arm towards the back of the room. Press into the knife edge of both of your feet. Last breath in here. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. As you inhale, send your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your left foot at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, warrior one. Send your arms overhead. Draw your hands to your hips. The left foot is at about a 45-degree angle, and your feet are like on railroad tracks instead of being on a tightrope. This will give space for your hips, and you want your hip pointers to be squared towards the top of your mat. Send your arms overhead. As you exhale, find eagle arms. Bring your left arm underneath your right. Stack your elbows in line with your shoulders. You have the option to stay here upright or slowly humble your warrior. Bring your shoulders to the inside of your right leg. If this is too much, this is always optional, or you can plant your hands on the earth or find a different arm variation. As you inhale, slowly rise, stack your spine. Exhale, release your hands. Pause here for an in-breath. And exhale, move through your vinyasa. They're always optional, especially at this point in class. You can just head right back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your back foot at a 45-degree angle. And as you inhale, send your arms overhead for warrior one. Bring your hands to your hips. Encourage your left hip back and roll your right hip forward to make sure that your hip pointers are facing towards the top of your mat. Send your arms overhead. You'll find eagle arms on this side. Bring your right arm under. Bring your palms to touch. You can stay here upright, or as you exhale, begin to humble your warrior, bringing your shoulders to the inside of your left leg. You can always release your hands to the earth or find a different arm variation if that suits you. As you inhale, slowly uncurl your spine. Send your arms overhead. Exhale all of your air out. Find an in-breath. Exhale, move through your vinyasa, your last one of class. And we will head back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, gaze forward, come down onto your knees and through to a seat. Lie down on your back. Bring your knees into your chest, maybe rock from side to side. We'll take a quick hip opener and twist combination. We'll start with reclined figure 4 for our hip opener today. Plant your left foot on the earth. Bring your right ankle on top of your left leg. You can stay here if this is enough sensation and stretch through your right hip, or if you'd like a little more, begin to lift your left foot off the earth. Bring your hands to the back of your leg or to your shin. You can use your right elbow to help open up your hip even more. Flex both of your feet to protect your joints. Close your eyes. Connect back to your intention. Begin to release your left foot back down onto the earth. We'll stay here for a twist. We'll just slowly start to shift our legs off to the left. If you can, reach your right foot down to the earth. You'll feel a really good stretch through your right hip flexor and hip. If this is too much for you, you can always place a block or a pillow underneath your right foot. You can find a comfortable arm variation, whether that's fully extended, cactus arms, or leave your arms on your belly. Slowly start to come back up. Release both of your feet onto the earth, and we'll take those same two shapes on our left side this time. So bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. This side may feel totally different, and that is perfectly normal. So if this is where you're staying on this side, that is totally fine. Or you can start to lift your right foot off the earth, maybe find a clasp at your hamstring or your shin. You can use your left elbow to find a little more sensation if that's what you desire. Flex both of your toes towards your shins. Slowly start to release your right foot back to the earth and slowly drop your left foot to the mat side. You should feel a little bit of a twist and a big stretch through your left hip. You can always place a block or a pillow underneath your left foot if it doesn't connect to the earth. Find a comfortable arm variation on this side. Close down your eyes. As you inhale, come back up to center. Release your left foot down to the earth. That is all of the poses I have planned for us today. If there is anything else calling your name, feel free to move there now. If you're ready to relax and restore, bring your knees into your chest, roll from side to side. Squeeze every muscle in your body, give yourself the biggest hug. And as you exhale, Shavasana. Extend your legs and arms long. Let yourself melt away into the earth. We still have a few minutes of class left, so I will call us out before our time together is over. Just let yourself be right here. Yogis, if you have more time, I invite you to stay and soak up a while longer in Shavasana. If your day is calling, start to bring wiggles into your hands and your feet. Eventually, find a full body stretch. Send your arms overhead like you're waking up for the first time today. Gently roll off onto your favorite side, finding the fetal pose. In this last moment of class, I invite you to call your attention back to mind. Gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat at the top of your space with your eyes gently closed. Draw your hands to heart center. I invite you all and thank you all so much for practicing with me today. Connect your thumbs to your third eye center, your seed of intuition. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Together we bow, namaste. Thank you, yogis, so much for practicing with me today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them below. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon.